Critical thinking can be directed toward either self-centeredness or fair-mindedness. This ends, of course, as irreconcilable. The critical thinker should strive to become a fair-minded thinker. However, it is important to recognize that critical thinking skills can just as easily be selfish as fair-minded. Weak sense and strong sense critical thinking. The presentation below discusses the definitions and differences between a weak sense critical thinking and strong sense critical thinking. Weak sense critical thinking ignore the flaws in their own thinking, often seek to win an argument through intellectual trickery and deceit. Weak sense critical thinking lacks the higher level skills and values of critical thinking, makes no good faith effort to consider alternative viewpoints, lacks fair-mindedness. Weak sense critical thinkers tend to employ lower-level rhetorical skills, making unreasonable thinking appear reasonable and reasonable thinkers appear unreasonable. Employ emotionalism and intellectual trickery, hide or distort evidence. Strong sense critical thinking. Strong sense critical thinking is defined by a consistent pursuit of what is intellectually fair and just. Strong sense critical thinkers strive to be ethical, strive to emphasize what others' viewpoints, will entertain arguments with which they do not agree, change their views when confronted with superior reasoning, employ their thinking reasonably rather than manipulatively. Strong sense critical thinking requires fair-minded combined with learning basic critical thinking skills. Fair-mindedness yields many intellectual virtues. It leads us to consider all thinking by the same standards. Expect good reasoning from supporters as well as opponents. Apply the same critical criteria to our own logic as the other reasoning. Recognize the actual strengths and weakness of any reasoning we assess. Weak sense critical thinkers ignore the flaws in their own thinking and often seek to win an argument through intellectual trickery or deceit. Strong sense critical thinkers strive to be ethical and emphasize with other viewpoints that will entertain arguments with which they do not agree and change their views when confronted with superior reasoning.